that could have been the way to do it, but even so, you know, better first touch, and he's in. Ravel Morrison, Zardes beats the keeper to it, and he gets his second in as many games. Zardes is certainly wanting to keep this spot up front. Bergzorg into the feet of Erdegaard. Zardes off the bench, and Zardes has done it. Getting Mr. Reliable at the moment, isn't he? He certainly is that, the American. Thank goodness. Wow. Morrison. Zardes gets the shot away. Oh, it shouldn't have gone in, but it has gone in. And the form that he is in currently, anything he touches would surely turn to goals. And that's pulled us out of what's been a very frustrating first half here. Hello everybody, welcome back to another Der Graafschap Career Mode episode. My friends, thank you for the support on the last episode. Really appreciate it as well. Of course, last time out, we saw the Zardes show. He has been in stellar form since his free transfer over to us here. And honestly, he performed better than I could have expected. He came off the bench to save us in that first leg of the playoff round for the Europa League. He scored the only goal in the game and got us the win. He's got 4-3 in the Eredivisie and 1-1 in the Europa League so far. Now on that topic, I gave you two polls to vote on last time. Your player of the episode, which was between Zardes and Morrison. You guys, 95% of you chose Zardes, rightfully in my opinion, because I feel like he was the player of the episode. And also, the second one was, do you think we will make it through to the Europa League? And no pressure, DJ, but 97% of people thought we will. So yeah, all the pressure lands on my shoulders today then after that first leg 1-0 victory. I feel we'll do it. Hopefully you guys do as well. I mean, you do because you voted on the poll, but yeah, I mean, you know what? It's been an incredible start to this series, right? Last season, nobody could have expected the season we had. So even if we don't and we fail to do it in this first game here, I will still be incredibly proud of the boys. So we are going to get into that in just a few moments, but I do have to show you this as well. For the most part, Morrison on top of, obviously, Zardes' performance, I had to show you this because I didn't actually realise. Look at these stats, guys. 2 goals, 3 assists in 3 games. That is tremendous. He's playing at a 9.3 in the league, which is just astronomical. What a signing he has been alongside Zardes. So I couldn't really be happy with the way things are going. We have got a bit of time left in the transfer window. But I don't feel like I'm going to be doing anything. Mainly because our money right now at 1.8 million, we could arguably go out and get somebody else. But I just don't want to make signings just for making signing's sake, you know? Because then that puts me in a situation where I'm looking at this and thinking, is he really going to play? If he comes in, you know, where are we going to put them? All that kind of stuff. Now, there was one comment, I forgot to do this at the beginning of the season, which was to show you our objectives for this second season. And this is it. At the moment, there is no other objective sent to me by the board other than what you see here. So it seems like they want a mid-table finish in the league, and I think we'll get that with ease. You know, we finished 3rd last season. They want us to keep the player salary growth under 20%, which we are astronomically going to fail. I've never been good at that. Within 2 seasons, increase the club worth of the club by 50%. We've already increased it a little bit. Should we get into the Europa League this year, I feel like we will do that objective as well. So just a little bit more pressure to try and get into the Europa League. We've already completed one of the youth development ones. We've got the other one to do. Signed 4 players in our youth academy assigned to each position. Brand exposure. Within 3 seasons, increase the season ticket holders with at least 10% of the stadium's capacity. Playing in the Europa League would help that as well. Continental success. Europa League. Reach the group stage. Again, no pressure. And of course, domestic success. We saw the mid-table and it's reached the quarter-final of the cup, which I might take a bit more seriously this time, but I'm not entirely sure. It is very low. The main one is this one, financial. That's high priority. And I'm not going to be able to do the salary growth, so we have to do the long-term one. Without further ado, my friends, it is time then to take on Innsbruck for our second leg of the qualification round. A 1-0 aggregate lead for us means if they do not score here, we are through. But if they do score, we have to win the tie, because an away goal would obviously be quite annoying for us. We've got one ourselves. They need one, pretty much. For us, though, the side that you're about to see is the one I've gone with. Sherpen starts in between the sticks. Owusu, Vandenberg, Straumann and Lovren 6 line up the other back line. Bakker and Patrick in the 2 central midfield areas, wasting no talent at all and taking no chances as Ravel Morrison starts in behind Zardes, Bergzorg and Bahoui. So we've got our 2 main men who are in form at the moment as the attacking threat. Hopefully that'll carry us through. We've clicked into game. It is time to see if the Europa League football awaits us or if we fall short of this one here. Fingers crossed. That's what I've got to do. I've just got to keep calm, play our normal game, and I know for sure it's going to be a tough one, this. We spoke about it last time. It is quite close. The 2 teams are not that, far apart in terms of quality. So we have to take that into consideration. Can't use that as an excuse if I lose, though. That would be the worst excuse in the world, wouldn't it? As Bakker is found here and looking to find some space. Ravel Morrison's got Bergzorg in front of him. Bergzorg to see the tie out, and that is how we want to do it. The finish there is not as, adept as I would have liked, but he just keeps it calm and just kind of passes it into the corner. And it's Ravel Morrison again who's opened up the defence. Bakker's ball in towards his feet. He just takes a touch, plays the ball off to the unmarked Bergzorg. Like I said, the finish, not a lot of pace or power behind it. It just puts it in the corner of the goal with the finesse shot. And Bergzorg might have just done it then. I'm gonna be honest. I've been calm, I don't think there was a doubt in my mind coming into this tie when I saw that we'd been drawn against Innsbruck that we wouldn't do it. I felt so confident. It was just the way we played in that first leg against them. They really set themselves about and was trying to close us down from the off. But I mean, if we got 3rd place and we were challenging this much in the Eredivisie, if we couldn't get through this first qualification round, I would have been disappointed. So we're in complete control now. We'll just see the game out. Lovren 6, Bergzorg to carry forward. Bergzorg now in the box, got Zardes there, but he pulls it back instead, or attempts to Ravel Morrison. Zardes was the pullback that I was actually intending, and now we've lost it for no apparent reason. There was no need to do that. Just put it back, or try to at least to Zardes, and we might have been in a better position. But Lovren 6 wins a fantastic header that gets Bergzorg back on the ball. Easy ball to Ravel Morrison. Now Bakker. Just in front of him is Bahoui, and he's found him as well. Ravel Morrison continues in towards the penalty area. Still Ravel Morrison on the turn! And it is unbelievable! This guy is something else. Career reignited, hopefully, for Ravel Morrison. We love to see when players do this, and they come back and they try and make a name again for themselves at a different side. Yes, maybe, okay. It's not exactly the biggest of competitions. Maybe not the biggest of teams, the Graafschap. But if we can get into the Europa League and this man continues the form he's in the Europa League, no reason why he won't have some of the bigger clubs looking at him. Now, of course, for us, it's going to be about trying to keep him after that. Because once they come calling, how do you keep all of your players? Especially if, you're not winning trophies, which we haven't done yet. Even so, I am absolutely buzzing with the impact that him and Zardes has made. I mentioned it at the beginning of today's episode. And we are surely now through. They're crumbling here, our opponents. Having said that, I've just passed the ball straight to them. Alright, well, all of a sudden now I'm struggling to keep hold of the ball a little bit as now Innsbruck look to go forward. Dermis, one of their danger men, trying to put the cross in. And it's gone out for a corner. So again, Dermis is stood over this now, wanting to whip one in. It's in the box again, and Bergzorg, it's all over the place! And somehow Scherpen has got it. I don't know what happened there on our goal line, but luckily we get away with it, and that's not a great pass as we lose out there. Ravel Morrison should keep hold and does, though. And we were quite fortunate there to not concede a goal. Very, very good work from Scherpen as he quickly gets back up and gets on the ball. No idea what happened, though, to even get us in that area, to be fair. Patrick. Bergzorg, lovely 1-2 play there. Bergzorg now to carry and swinging across to Morrison. It's blocked brilliantly. Patrick's there. Oh my goodness, it could have been. Oh, the power from the volley from Ravel Morrison right at the end of the half. Would have knocked out any normal player. Don't know how he's still standing there, that player. Wow. Bounces back. Patrick has the volley. It goes over the bar, but 2 goals in 10 minutes has surely sent us through. Half-time whistle goes. We are in complete control of the tie here. Just the one change at half-time. Ravel Morrison off. On comes El Jebli, giving Morrison the opportunity to rest his legs ahead of the next game in the league. And, of course, it gives El Jebli a chance to showcase that ability that we know he's got. And 2-0 up, it should give him a little bit of confidence to try some things as well, maybe. Scherpen coming out just to collect that ball as we begin the second half off with ease. So we're just counting down the clock, really, at this point. What a knock that is, and Agard's in! Oh, that would have been some goal! Whoa! What a pass over the top, and Agar just saw himself through on goal. Shot back off the post. Oh my goodness, I did not expect to see that one nearly find its way in. But Bergzorg now up the other end to make it number 3 here. Bergzorg drives it across. That was a shot. Okay, I'm not going to lie. Bergzorg here, that was supposed to be a driven shot. But what a fantastic pass it turned out to be. As it's tapped in at the back post. I don't know who's got the tap in the end. It's 3-4 us right when it could have been 2-1. I have no idea. Is it? I don't even know. Bakker maybe? Yeah, Bakker. So, 3-0 to us after it was supposed to be a shot from Bergzorg that was dragged massively, massively wide. And Bakker was just there to tap home. 3-0. El Jebli, lovely little flick. Gets the 1-2 from Zardes as well. El Jebli to finish. It's blocked. It's come back to Patrick, who doesn't take a great first touch, but he's down in the box. And the referee points to the spot. The night's got even worse here for Innsbruck, as it could well be 4-0, 5 on aggregate. We have well and truly dismantled them at home here. And I think if we are now, well, I say if we are going to get through, when we get through to the group stage, our home form could be crucial in it. And it's going to be, my friends, an opportunity from the spot. Zardes has picked up the responsibility. And he will now step up to score, but it's a fantastic stop. We went right last time with Zardes, chose to go left this time. The keeper's done his homework. He outfought us. He knew we were going to go the opposite way this time, and it's ended up being saved. It doesn't really affect the outcome of the match, though. We are still going to smash this one. That, my friends, should be that. 3-0 on the night, 4-0 on aggregate. We have dismantled them here in this one, and we will head ourselves through to a group stage here. El Jebli looking for Zardes. He wants a goal, doesn't he? He really wants a goal, but he's not going to get it. And it's enough here, though, for us. We are into the group stage. Who awaits us, though, is the big question. I'm not going to lie. I am actually excited for the group stage draw. We're in it, and we battered them in that game. Okay, the draw has actually now been made. We will get to see who it's going to be, as you can see on the right-hand side here. Let me click this, though, so we get a bigger look at it. Who's the Graafschap's new hero? I mean, I'm just wasting time at this point. Zardes, fair play. Who's it going to be? Group A is going to be Milan in there. We're not in Group A, B, C, or D. We are in Group A against Sporting CP, Standard Liège, and then I didn't see the last team quick enough, so I'll have a look at the bigger screen right here in just a second. Looking actually at the groups it could have been. Let's take a look at that first. So, Group E is what we know we're in. We could have been in Group A. We escaped that. I wouldn't have actually minded it. Milan were the toughest team in there. Group B, again, wouldn't have minded going in there either. Group C, that one looks a bit more tough. Feyenoord have got a quite... Feyenoord with an interesting group there. Genk, Aberdeen, and Roma. Not sure they have the favourites to get out of that, but we'll see. Group D, Hoffenheim, Moscow, Rosenborg, and Austria Vienna. We are obviously Groups E against Sporting CP, Standard Liège, and Fenerbahce. And we begin against Sporting. So, yeah. That's... The group is not tragic. It's doable. But I think, realistically, if we want to get out of this, it's going to have to be second place. I'm not sure we'll win that group. Group F, Wolfsburg, Besiktas, Rangers, and Lech Poznan. Group G is Marseille, Braga, Salzburg, and Sion. Group H, Liverpool, PAOK, AZ Alkmaar, and Rapid Vienna. We could have got Liverpool, but we're out of that, thankfully. Oh, that is a tremendous group, Group I. Fiorentina, Ajax, Zagreb are the three that I'm looking at. And Kayserispor, don't actually know who they are, but anyway. Group J, Everton, St Etienne. Those two big teams in there. Group K, West Ham, Young Boys, Molde, and Betis. And obviously Group L, the final group, is Anderlecht, Mönchengladbach, and Bilbao with Helsinki. I actually don't mind the group we've been put in, to be fair. You know, I actually think we've got an okay group. But looking at the sides here, of course, we then get the Champions League dropouts as well into the knockout rounds on top of that. Jeez, it could well be a very, very tough knockout round. Anyway, that is our group. We now know our fate. We know where we're going. We know who we're playing. And the question now remains, will we be able to get ourselves out of the group? 10 hours remaining in deadline day. No plans to do anything in it. So we'll just see the time out. Like I said, for us, we're just seeing out the time. And there's not long left at all now. 3 hours in the window. And that, my friends, is probably going to do it then for the summer window. I think we've had a good one, though. I will just take a quick look over the players and show you exactly what has happened in this window. It's Bergzorg in by Fenerbahce, who are in our group for the Europa League. Ow, just banged my elbow on the desk. That's not good. Bergzorg, though, will not be leaving to Fenerbahce. That would be a stupid move for us to make, especially as they're in our group. So, our transfer overview, I will show you that right here then as it comes to a close. Let's have a quick look because we've got FC Emmen that I'm probably going to be simming. Transfer history then. For us as a club, our first bit of business was done in, let's have a look. There it is, in the 9th of July, where we brought in Erdegaard on loan. Then it was Chong for 1.5 million from Manchester United. Not too long later, Tutarima went to San Jose Earthquakes. We then brought in this guy, Ari, who we know, as a backup keeper. Tomlinson's gone out to Sporting Kansas City for 670 grand. Shad come in on loan. Arp's come in for 3.5 million. Van Meeken went to Bayer for 820,000. Narsing went out as well, 560. Abdullahi's gone to Breda in the league as well, the same league as us, for 460k. Vandenberg came in from Zwolle for 1.1 mil. And our final bit of business then was Herrera in on a free transfer. That is the full roundup of players that have joined us. For the big deals then in the actual window, De Ligt to Chelsea, 61 million. Rashford to PSG. Silva to Valencia. Uara to Milan, as I always get his name wrong. Havertz, Danilo Pereira, Karim Benzema, Rudiger. You can see some of the big transfers going in and around the world of football. Quite interesting to see who's going where as well, though, in that one. Unal going to Palace for 23 million. Surprised with that. So yeah, they're the big signings of this window. For us, though, I think we did all right. The only one I'm a bit on the fence with is actually R. That's the only one I'm looking at and thinking we maybe could have done a bit better, but still. So last season I was taking it month by month, but because obviously we've got Europa League football now to contend with, I think it's going to be a bit more different how we take the actual episodes. So we've got FC Emmen coming up here. I'm going to sim this one. We'll then play against Utrecht, and then we'll play against Sporting CP. And that'll be today's episode. So that's how we're going to work today. FC Emmen up first. Not really concerned with this. I think we should win this game. Our side is pretty strong. So if we don't win it, I'll be disappointed in myself and the boys as well, of course. The game is underway. I can't wait as well to get Boadu back. We've got Gibbs White scoring inside 9 minutes. They've equalised, though, after 20. Tell me we're not going to drop points here. We're not going to lose, right? Gibbs White yellow carded early on as well after scoring a goal. They also pick up a yellow card. El Jebli's on for Patrick. Chong scores to make it 2-1. Zardes is yet to get a goal, but it would be obviously nice to win the game here. Vandenberg comes off, and Erdegaard makes sure of the points in the 85th minute with a 3-1 victory. No goal for Zardes, though, for the first time in a very long time in the league. I think he scored in every single game we played in the league, so there we go. But we go back top then after the first 4 games into our next game. So that's what we've got to try and do, and that's why we have named a very strong starting 11. I just saw as well, Player of the Month. It seems like we've got a Morrison. Ravel Morrison's been given Player of the Month for this month, so not surprising, in all honesty, the way he's performing. It's to be expected. But we're going to go into game anyway for the second game of today. And after this, we make our group stage debut against Sporting CP. I might have to think about making some changes if, of course, we're doing well at half-time, just to rest a few players ahead of that big game against Sporting. So that's the team. We'll see how it finishes. Obviously, only 3 subs allowed as well. But we'll just go with it. I think ultimately we got into the group stage. That was what the board wanted. That's arguably what I wanted. So from here on out, we need to kind of focus on trying to just stay relevant in the league, especially given the way that I think we can this season. I genuinely believe that this year we can actually make a push for at least the top 2. Also, forgot to show you, before we came into game, I got a message saying that Miron Boadu is going to be back from injury in the next few weeks. We can ease him back into the action. I think he might actually be okay now to play, but obviously I didn't want to risk him here. So he might actually make an appearance against Sporting, as Ravel Morrison's in behind, and Ravel Morrison scores! The keeper has made an absolute howler here, though, by the looks of this. I'm going to be honest, I think it should have been saved. The touch from Ravel Morrison was not great. When he got into that position, the keeper just seemed to like morph out of the way of the ball. I don't know. I'm going to have to see it again in this replay. But I felt that we should have not scored this. I thought the keeper was going to be best here. Look at this. That's where the ball is. All right, so it looks like he's about to commit himself to ground, then decides against it last second, then finally goes, you can see. And then at that point, he left way too much of a gap for Ravel Morrison, who scores again. Our number 10 gets the opener. And I think it was Zardes who played that assist, but you have to admit, Zardes is in again from Gibbs White. All of a sudden here, Graafschap are turning it on. And inside 9 minutes, it's 2. Zardes now on the score sheet as well. Oh, they are crumbling here. What is this? Straight out of this, into the next game we go. And we are running rampant here. I think it's Gibbs White this time with the ball through. And then Zardes gets in the position, holds off the defender, just places it in the corner. 5th goal of the season for Zardes. 2-0 up already inside 10 minutes. I was already trying to talk about the goal from Ravel Morrison. I don't need to, because that's been and gone now. We're 2 up. I mean, what a start to this game. And let's face it, if you look at the two who's got the goals here, that's a poor touch. Odegaard should get away. Oh, he might have lost it, though. No, he's kept hold of it. Well done. If you look at the guys who scored the goals here, there might be another chance in this for us. Unfortunately, he's added his poor ball into Ravel Morrison's feet. Doesn't quite work. It's those two again. They're the two that's got us the 2 goals here. So it's clearly these two are, would you say, too good to be in the league? I don't want to use that because obviously we've got Lozano playing in the league and things like that. But it just feels like at the moment, they're just head and shoulders above the teams that we're playing. Admittedly, we're yet to play PSV, who were the side's strongest team. The league's strongest team last season. So when that game comes around, as we have a corner to defend here, that will be the telltale. Stoch is over the corner. And he's going to put it in, and it should be Sherpin to come out and collect it. But it's not really dealt with, and that's not a great header from Bergstrom. Zardes will take it away. All right, well, we're approaching half-time, and Chong went down earlier on. He got a little knock, but then he seems to have been able to run it off at the moment. We'll keep tabs on that as the game progresses here, as Ravel Morrison just carries forward again, and Zardes, yet again, he's in behind. It is Morrison to Zardes. It's chance for another one, and it's straight at Marsman. Could have been 3, and it could have been his 2nd of the game. If we'd have got it on the right, I think it might have been. I honestly expected the keeper to start to come out, and I was going to try and chip him. But he learned his mistake after the first one from Ravel Morrison, decided against coming out for that ball, and then stayed on his line, and he saves from Zardes. Honestly, though, it's Ravel Morrison into Zardes again. As I did talk about that Chong knock that he did receive, he looks okay to continue as Ravel Morrison's in behind! And it's 3 for the Graafschap, and it's Zardes into Morrison. I'm not even going to keep repeating myself, because it's like I'm a broken record, but these two... It's in paper. You're viewing it. You're viewing it right here. El Jebli's ball over towards Bergzorg. And that would have had to have been a very good strike for it to test the goalkeeper. And Bergzorg doesn't really catch it right. I'm going to be truthful here. In the first season we came to the club, I thought Bergzorg had a big future. But the fact of the matter is, we've got a few players that have come through. And now we've also got De Groot coming up from the youth academy into the maybe first team. I think Bergzorg might be running out of time here at the club to really impress us. You know, he did score a few goals last season, but for now, I just feel in certain areas we could be better as that shot goes wide. And yeah, I think he's running out of time, unfortunately. Here is Lovren 6's delivery to Bergzorg, and just as I said that, it's 4. And he has basically shut me up. Be quiet, DJ. That's what he said there. Stop talking nonsense, pal. That's what he's giving me. 4-0 in the game. Game, set, a match. I love watching the boys when they're playing this well. Like, when we have a team that gels like this and perform like this and play football as good as we do at times, it is good to see. Especially when you consider last season, obviously, coming in here to a league that I've never played in before. Using these players. I mean, I would have never, ever have dreamed of bringing Zardes into my team in another series. And now I've done it, it's like, I can't imagine us not having him, if you understand what I'm saying. When Boadu comes back, I have a serious problem. I don't know what to do with the team. I've tried to make that change happen, it's just not gone because the ball has stayed in play this entire time as Straumann now has to defend. That's a good knock inside. They're getting the opportunity now. Bergzorg underneath it, bounces back, and Sherpin will catch it. For the sake of it, I'm going to just smash that out into touch to allow that change to come through. But, I mean, there's 6 seconds left now. And finally, it does come through. That's going to be the full-time whistle, though, guys. 4-0 victors. Rampant performance here. Morrison and Zardes doing the business again. And if you actually look at the match facts, less possession, but more opportunities. It's what you do with the ball that counts. Zardes with another man of the match performance. Even Morrison with a 9.2. Bergzorg did pretty well after hours. Stood there saying that I didn't think he had too much of opportunities left in the side. Well, effectively tells me to be quiet as we move now into our first Europa League group stage game against Sporting CP. So all the while that I've obviously been just kind of scouting these players, we've been able to obviously get a lot of overalls back. I'm still waiting on a couple and such, but they'll come through in their own time. Snodgrass can get off here. I don't know why I've got him on still. This is effectively like having a Christmas list of players you want to bring in. I believe that this guy here is Frank Ribery's regen, so that's why he's 70. The highest rated player is actually Frank Ribery's regen as overall. But we've got, I think, Petr Cech's regen here, 68 rated. Obviously, all of these guys are in their first year of their contract, so I cannot make the signings of them yet. But I would love to once we end up going throughout this season here and obviously try and bring somebody in the near future, as Jason Basagli here looks pretty decent as well, not gonna lie. Worth 4.3 mil already, which means he's probably about 71, 72 rated. The only thing that puts me off, 1-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot, but he actually looks a bit of a beast. And now it is time for our debut in the group stages of the Europa League. This is probably going to be one of the hardest games we've played so far this series. Sporting CP are going to be no pushovers. That is the team, completely unchanged from the side that started that last one, but there is a change on the bench. Onto the bench, my friends, comes Miron Boadu. Back in the starting, back in the lineup at least for today. So we might be in the key word, see a return of Miron Boadu as he comes back from injury. Zardes at the moment is just in too good form to drop. So I think I might have to rethink our formation potentially if I do want to get Boadu back involved in the thick of things to allow that. But it does mean, of course, one of our central midfielders could well be dropping out. So we'll have to see how I work this. I don't think I'm ever going to get used to this type of site, especially if we end up getting to the Champions League. Watching teams come here to play a game like this in a ground of like this kind of magnitude, it's going to be quite interesting and quite funny just to see how it progresses over the time. But the players are shaking hands. We're going to get a quick look at the Sporting CP lineup before we get underway here. Thankfully, there was obviously no changes to our starting 11, so the boys should know what they're doing. We should know our game plan and all of that kind of thing. The away support here has been good. It's a sold-out arena, it looks like, as this is our lineup then. In goal, obviously, Sherpin, and that's the other bit of the lineup with the captain Straumann in centre-back. Still no change to our left-back role that I wanted to try and bring in, but a front three of Chong, Zardes and Erdegaard trying to make it happen. Of course, the in-form, Ravel Morrison just behind them. Sporting CP, though, what are we going to look at? Who is going to be in their starting 11? And who have we really got to watch out for? Viviano starts in goal. Bas Dost up front. He is going to be a bit of a troublesome figure to handle tonight. Rafinha, I'm a big fan of out on that right-hand side. He's certainly going to cause me a few issues, I believe. And I would say on paper, they've actually probably got a better side. So I don't like saying this, but I feel like we are the underdogs. Maybe it'll work in our favour. Let's get underway as Zardes does kick off the ball that starts this game. It's our final game for today, and it's our first real tough test in the Europa League. Innsbruck was a bit of a tough one in that first leg, but second leg we largely just dominated the game as Lovren sticks immediately in behind here. This could be a chance. Ooh, that was a chance already. He's going to have an incredibly tough night, Straumann, tonight. Trying to keep him quiet, but if he can, he really will cement his spot in this side as Zardes again towards Erdegaard. We're looking to catch them quickly. Erdegaard, brilliant ball to Zardes! Oh, it is dreamland! It is absolutely dreamland for the Graafschap! Zardes has done it again! 11 minutes in! Yes! Oh, man! I genuinely don't know what to say. I can't imagine life without him at the minute. I just can't. I can't imagine it. Boadu, you have got a tough task to get yourself back in this team. Zardes smashes his one in front. The attacking style that we love to play here is seeming to be working this season. We go into every game with the same mindset. Whoever we play, we take the game to them. Hasn't always worked in the past, but my goodness me, at the moment, it certainly is. We brought in the right players to fit our style this season. And it is unbelievable to watch. That we might struggle with, but that is a good defensive header away from Lovren6. And let me say this, for a player that we signed again for free, Lovren6 has been unbelievable. Certainly has. As Chong, ball over the top. Zardes is chasing. Zardes is in. What a save from Viviano. It could have been 2. Man, Zardes is on another level at the moment. Ravel Morrison's delivery from the corner. Viviano comes out to punch it. Oh, man, that could have been 2-0. In a minute, Sporting struggling to break us down. They will not do it with passes like that. As Ravel Morrison, a little bit of space for him to run into. Erdegaard continues, and he's found by Ravel Morrison. Dinks it in. Zardes is there, and it's doubled. Oh my goodness, it is doubled. I am losing my marbles here because I genuinely cannot believe we are dismantling Sporting CP. And Zardes is the man doing it. Erdegaard again gets the assist, but it's a double for the American. That's now his, what, 8th of the season in all competitions? 3 in the Europa League, I think 5 in the Eredivisie. Oh, this is absolutely unbelievable. Sporting have not started here. They're struggling. They need somebody to be an attacking threat. The likes of Rafinha, Bastos, they need somebody to just take the game by the scruff of its neck and carry them. At the moment, though, it is just the unbelievable play and the determination from us that has put us in front. Erdegaard and Zardes are the men that are doing it in the minute as Ravel Morrison is found inside the area. Morrison pulls it back and there's nobody running onto it. Zardes, that's where you needed to be. We're approaching half-time and there it is then. 2-0 at the break, and who could have expected this? No change at half-time yet for us. I'm not sure about them, but it's pretty much pick up where you left off, please, guys. That's what I've told them at half-time. Trying to make sure we do the same, and that is a massive goal for Sporting as soon as the second half gets underway. That could be the one that spurs them back on in this game. Oh, we've been faultless so far as well defensively. That's the first real time we've been tested. And that is the difference. When you're against these sides in the Europa League, the Champions League, any sort of competition where it's the best around the world, and in Europe, sorry, that's why you can't have a momentary lapse in concentration. Unbelievable finish. Sherpin well and truly beaten. He hasn't even had a touch of the ball tonight, and he's conceded. 2-1. That's going to bring us back down to earth. Focus is needed again here. So, we're going to play Boadu out on the left-hand side for now. Bring on Bakker as well for Patrick, who's running on empty in terms of fitness. And there is a return, my friends, then, for Miron Boadu as a change has come through for Sporting CP. Boadu's back. Is he going to grab us the goal that wins us this game, though? Here is that change. Martin Erdegaard off. Miron Boadu comes on to a standing ovation, I'd love to say, from the home fans. I can't actually see him at the moment, but hopefully that is how they welcome him back from his injury. Ever so important for us in Season 1, and he's come on to try and make the difference here and see this game out with us. That's not great from them, is it? Zardes will play Boadu. First touch back from injury. And he can't get the ball under control, but his time ticks away here. We are forcing them back, and we need to do that. Nothing actually came of that free kick, which we won moments ago. And we win the ball back again here. Lovely football from us to get us going again. Ravel Morrison has got Boadu again in a little bit of space. He's had the beating of his fullback since he's come on here, Miron Boadu. And he's in the area. Boadu to see it out. So on. Viviano again is there. Injury time now as we've lost the ball. And it's a time to get back and defend. We can't allow them to pull this one back here. Diaby's come on. He's got fresh legs as well as he goes up against Owusu. And it looks like it's going to be a corner. 40 seconds to go. This will surely be it. Corner swung in. Out comes Sherpin and he gets nowhere near it. No! It is heartbreak. Absolute heartbreak. I wasn't even telling Sherpin to come out. He didn't have to. If he stays on his line, he saves it. Sherpin. I can't believe it. Go back to my point I made earlier when I spoke about the fact of you can't give chances away to the top sides in these competitions because they take them. I am going to put my life here on this and say that I think they've only had 2 shots, Sporting CP. I swear down they have. I swear that's all they've had. There you go. Sherpin, you didn't have to come out. Honestly, if we had a better backup goalkeeper, I'd be dropping him for the next game. He didn't need to come out. He didn't. The goalkeepers cost us, and we could have picked up our first win in this group stage. Instead, we get a point. It's still a very good point, but we battered them. We were the better team. 40 seconds to go. 40 seconds. Just don't come out. You stay in your goal line, and we win the game. Not how I wanted to end today, guys, but at least, you know, there's some positives we can take from it. Tremendous still in the Eredivisie, 15 goals to our name. We look at the Europa League, we get a point against arguably the strongest team in the group stage. Maybe Standard Liège are the side currently topping it. We go up against Fenerbahce next, and then Standard Liège. I just hope that right there from Sherpin doesn't come back to cost us, and we can actually try and still make it out of this group. I feel so bad. Like, the way we started, it was a dream. 2-0 up. And then that happens. But if you enjoyed today's episode, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, thank you for your continued support on the channel. I really appreciate that as well. If you are new around here and like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below. We upload every single day for you guys to enjoy. So make sure you follow it on the channel. If you want to be notified whenever new videos go live too, you can have the notification bell turned on alongside it. Player of the episode. I think, again, there's only really 2 that we can go for, but I'm going to add a third. So we're going to go with Zardes again. 5 in 5, 3 in 3 in the Europa League and the Eredivisie. Vel Morrison's got 4 goals, 4 assists in 5 games in the league. They're going to be the 2 that make the list. And I think as well, purely for the 2 assists in that big Europa League night there against Sporting, Ødegaard has to get a mention. So he's also going to make it into the player of the list vote today for this episode. I'm so sorry you couldn't hold on to it, though, in the Europa League. We will keep kicking on, and we will try our hardest to get ourselves through the group and just continue our form. Next time out, it will be probably, Feyenoord away. We'll sim ADO. Then we have Fenerbahce, followed by Willem 2, which you might sim and maybe take on Ajax. If we sim the both of those games, though, in the league, I'm not sure if we will do that. I'm not making my decision yet, so we'll see. Until next time, though, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again later on tonight, hopefully, for the World Cup final of the My Player Career Mode. Catch you all then. Adios.